convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite bluntly states what he would do if he were to be president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And the Nigerian people. If I was chosen to lead Nigeria, the reason is because I have guts and I know it. I am not afraid of anybody, and I am not afraid of doing the right thing for the whole people of Nigeria, and not for some. I know I have the guts to confront those who mastermind banditry and terrorism and put them exactly where they belong. Yes, the dungeon where they belong. And actually, before I step in, they would have fled the country. But those who have the guts to stay will be put where they belong. Yes.
Insecurity in Nigeria. Smart Madu Ajaja, convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, urges Nigerians to stop winning and fight back the Fulani bandits and terrorists, tormenting them, and Nigeria on their mission to violently seize in country with the backing of known high-profile Fulani elites.
And you all know that they are masterminded by Fulani elites. Now I ask you today, you Nigerian, I ask you, your political elites who steal your future, who rob you and put the money in their pockets, why you not pressing them to buy you ammunition and arms to fight back? Since we have lost the Nigerian armed forces, the Nigerian armed forces don't fight for the people of Nigeria anymore. They have taken sides with the Fulani elites. They are killing our people. Why can't you fight back? Why can't
The
you?
cost of speaking the truth to power and fighting for justice in Nigeria. Smart Madu Ajaja, CEO of ONN, convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite statewide drivers of the club Nigeria. Smart Madu Ajaja, convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, speaks on a mindless corruption involving a Nigerian youth. And Africa Unite. Smart Madu Ajaja, convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, asked African leaders of the 21st century a critical question about their subservience to foreign leaders. A typical Nigerian leader is arrogant, abusive, against evil and in the face of flagrant violence.
So how are you guys doing? Good morning from Houston, Texas. This is an appeal,
Open Nigeria.
a very strong and passionate appeal to President Donald Trump
Violations of human rights in Nigeria.
of the United States to do whatever he can. This is an appeal to President J. Trump to do all that is necessary. To do all that is necessary. Yes, to avoid being dragged into a conflict with Africa once again by France. They did it before. They did it before. And it earned America a very bad, very bad impression. Yes, they did it before. Destabilized Libya and exposed the whole of West Africa to a high risk of destabilization. Yes, the image problem is still there. So I do not want the United States to be once again dragged into yet another problem that will make things get worse by the same France. It was Nicolas Sarkozy who wanted to inform man that they so hate. Yes, they made up their mind that they were going to get rid of Muammar Gaddafi and destabilize Libya. It cost America so much. It cost America a high-profile personality. It cost America a lot of their soldiers. It cost America so much economically to go on that suicide mission. And France is putting another one together. Please, Americans who know Donald Trump, please pass this message to him that this is not a part of his America First agenda. He should focus on America and leave Africa to solve its problem. Africans can solve their problem. Africa can solve its problem. The problem we have had for a very long time is that those with the capacity of solving problems are not in positions to lead Africa to solution out of its many crises that were created by external forces and driven by puppets that they put in power in Africa. Africa needs a solution to its problem. Africa has men and women to solve the problem. Yes, the United States could be a very strong strategic partner to Africa, but the partnership must be on equal terms and not anymore on slave and master terms. And which is what is the reason men like Ibrahim Traore are coming out. Yes, to challenge the status quo. So please, President Trump, do not allow France to drag the United States into a confrontation on the soil of Africa. Please, in fact, I advise the United States to withdraw its AFRICOM. There is no need for it. Why do we need AFRICOM? Whose interests are they serving? What are they doing? They are not protecting Africa. So I know Donald Trump, during his electioneering campaign, he talked about all those streamlining in order to face, yes, focus on America first. America first should be America first. Africa is not a part of the strategic America first agenda, and it's not supposed to be. Donald Trump promised to end wars. Yes, so the wars in Africa should not be an exception. You should not create more wars in Africa or be part of what France is brewing. Yeah, because of its suffering economy arising from the uprising in West Africa, secondary to what France has done for over 80 years of its colonial influence in Africa. Ibrahim Traore has come like those before him. And I draw your attention to the story of Patrice Lumumba in Congo. And as we speak, Congo is still at war. Since then, 1961, Congo has not known peace. And I saw I saw the president of Congo, yes, running to you, yes, at the White House here in the United States. Yeah, I'm talking about Tshisekedi. He came here, yes, in search of solution. Only God knows what solution America can give to an African problem that has lingered on for a very long time. Yes, we want global peace. We want global justice. And America is supposed to be a beacon of justice, a beacon of peace through justice. Yes, so America should not join France in its exploitative war against Africa. Yes, France has been involved of pilfering 500 billion US dollars every year from its 14 colonies in Africa since the past over 60 years. 500 billion US dollars. Yes, the people who live there live in hell, and they laugh at us that we are so poor. They call us shithole. Precisely, President Donald Trump called Africa a shithole continent, and we have taken it in stride. It is the most inspiring thing any president of the United States has said to Africa. And we love him for saying that because he woke us up. So he should not renege. He should not go back on what he has said. Africa wants to develop. The children of Africa wants to develop. The Africans in Africa and Africans in diaspora, including the children and descendants of slaves, want Africa developed. So do not join France to be in the way. We are tired of being exploited. We are tired of being abused. We are tired of being repressed. We are tired of being misruled. Now we want to take hold of our continent so we can take charge of our destiny, so we can take charge of our mineral and natural resources. Yeah, for Africans first, and then we can share with the world in a manner that will be just and fair. That is all we are asking. We don't want a situation where our continent, our countries are only good at selling raw materials to European and American companies who will finish them and bring them back, and we buy them at a higher place, at higher cost. They never establish industries. They never create opportunity for our people. But when our children come here to the United States, when they are in Europe, they hound them. The security forces run after them. You have deported so many Africans. Yes, build opportunity for them in Africa. They will stay at home and have no reason to jump fence. They have no reason to cross the wide Mediterranean. They have no reason to trek across the Sahara in order to get to Europe and find themselves in concentration camps where they are treated like dogs. So, President Trump, you can take a first step. Remove yourself from what is brewing in Burkina Faso. The Africans are ready to fight. This is the truth. You know, they came before. They killed Lumumba. They killed Samora Machel. They destroyed Thomas Sankara and many of them. They overthrew Kwame Nkrumah. Yes, they overthrew. They made Marcus what is it called Robert Mugabe look so bad. They instigated the people Zimbabweans against him, and then they drove him. Has Zimbabwe gotten better since then? Yes. Has Zimbabwe gotten better? Look at what is taking place in Nigeria. Yes. If the world is truly the United Nations, the organ of the world, yes, if it is a true organization, what is taking place in Nigeria right now should not be taking place. Yes, every day, the terrorists are killing. They are destroying Nigerian lives. Nobody comes in. Burkina Faso has been under a terrorist attack since how many ages? Yes, the ECOWAS, yes, ECOWAS is a puppet of imperial powers. ECOWAS has not seen any reason to intervene in what is taking place in Burkina Faso, in Niger, in Mali, yes, and all that. But the French troops, the French authorities, French soldiers come there to steal gold. They steal mineral resources. Yes. So we are tired. That is what we are saying. Please, President Trump, do not drag America into this. Please do not. Do not drag America into this. That is the reason I'm making this broadcast. Please, please, please do not drag the United States into this. America has a lot of domestic issues that it must attend to. Millions of Americans do not have access to health care, affordable health care, because they don't have insurance. I think that's a high priority. The educational system here has a need for a revolutionary change. That is a high priority. Let us focus on that. I love that because I've lived here for nearly 30 years. My children were all born here, yes, and they love this country. I love this country. So please do not plunge America. Don't create join France to create another situation where American soldiers will have to be on African soil. Doing what? Doing what? Fighting for France, doing the bidding of France. I know you are smarter than that, President Trump. Do not fall for that. Do not. The globe is supposed to be for all of us. The world is supposed to be for all of us. The earth is supposed to be for all of us. It's not supposed to be a place where one race will control the rest and then subjugate them. We are saying no. Let Burkina Faso be. Let Africa be. Yes, Africans are uniting. And then your statement, the shithole phrase that you threw out there, though insulting at first, but when we looked at it critically, it was the best thing to have come to a high-profile leader like you. And we love you for that. Remember when you were running for president, when you were campaigning, if they had given Africans the right to vote, you would have scored a high landslide victory against somebody who has an African origin, who ran against you. So do not stab Africans in the back. Don't let Africans who supported you down. Africans supported you here. A lot of black people supported you here to win the presidency against one of their own that they believe was not enough to solve the problems that they have here domestically. And you made a lot of promises about talking about how failed the United Nations is and how failed NATO is. Don't join NATO. Don't join NATO in its racist war. Do not join NATO in its racist war. Don't set back America through any action that you will take that will support Imperial Europe to continue their subjugation of Africa. They have exploited us more than enough. They enslaved our people for 400 years. They came back, and after they came back after their Berlin Conference. Yes, America was not at the Berlin Conference. They came back after their Berlin Conference, balkanized Africa, and then colonized it. Then took all our mineral and natural resources, and then cheap labor from Africa. Yes, they enslaved our people and their soil. Then they came with imperialism. All right, imperialism, apartheid, apartheid, apartheid. Yes, now globalization. Globalization is not enough. They want an occupation now. Final total occupation of Africa so that they can subjugate the people and exterminate them. We are saying no to that. America should not be a part of this evil agenda. America should not be a part of this brewing darkness created by France. This is why it is important that we raise our voice and then get the attention of President Donald J. Trump. A lot of us supported you to win your election. So the worst you can do is to stab Africa in the back. And I'm sure you are following what is being taking place right now across the social media and everywhere. The reaction of African Americans here, because they have not found a reason. They have now the same question they have been asking. What is their place in the United States? Where you will move, America will move, yeah, through some of its corrupt leaders to go and invade an African country. Obama, the son of an African, was one who did worse, the worst to Africa. He was the one who did the worst to Africa. He was the one who brought African to Africa. What did African do for Africa? African invaded Libya and destroyed Libya. You want to see the picture of Libya before the destruction and the picture of Libya right now? The world needs peace. The world needs peace. The world needs peace. The world needs peace. Yes. All right. A lot of comments here, man. A lot of comments. No, let me say shout out. You local terrain. Do you know you are live? Yes. I knew I was live at the time. I wanted to do an intro. All right. There's something I'm working on. Iris, hello. Thank you very much for joining. All right. Yeah, Iris, I am. I was online at the time, so I just did it on purpose. You know, when next you see that, you know that it wasn't a mistake. Thank you again for bringing it to my attention. Yes, yes, yes. And I love Abraham Traore. Yes, yes. Thank you very much. One love, Abraham Traore. Ask Abraham Traore if he needs a Jamaican wife. Maybe, who knows? But I would try. I'm sure some of his close confidants are listening, so they will pass the message across. And sometimes I believe he listens to some of this. He carries a huge weight of a whole continent right now, a continent looking for direction. And this young 37-year-old man is shouldering the responsibility of championing the repositioning for greatness of Africa. Yes. All right. He said, Lennox Summers, he said, if you are black and voted for Trump, you deserve what you got or what you're going to get. Well, that's what I didn't vote for him. Yeah, but, there were some policies that he brought about after he was declared winner that I liked. But it looks like he's reneging. I don't want to see Donald Trump as a politician. I don't want to see him as that politician who say one thing and does a direct opposite. So that is why we are raising our voice now. He has had how many days in office? Yes. So it's time to start reminding him that his business is to serve America and not to serve France. France. Yes. Harry Blogger, go back. You save your country. Harry, where are you from? I would love to know where you are from before I answer you. If I don't know where you are from, I will not be able to answer you because I want to answer you correctly, about you telling me to go back to my country. Yes, I am back in my country every day. Yeah, right? And America too is my country. So I would want to know where you are talking about. And it would be interesting for you to tell me where you come from, and then we go from there. All right? Looking forward to hearing that from you. All right? So where you come from, I'll be able to answer you. But what we are talking about now is this. The United States, through Donald Trump, should leave Africa alone. Africa can solve its problem. Africa has men and women who can solve problems. We have allowed others to solve our problems, but for a very long time. But they keep making them worse. They exacerbate our problems. So we have allowed them to try their hands, but their solutions do not meet our standard. So we now believe that we should drive our destiny. We will make our mistakes. America made a lot of mistakes before it got to where it is right now. America was a British colony, yes, and it broke away and decided to decide its own destiny. So the same America should not be in the way of Africa's decision to decide its own destiny. So if it does a different, then the system is a hypocrite. Yeah, so I don't want to see that right now. Please, Donald Trump, let Africa be. Let Africa solve its problem. We love Ibrahim Traore. You have seen it yourself. This is not a joke. The young Ibrahim Traore is a leader. It's not like those before him that were murdered at the time none of us were conscious. or was conscious. The continent is now conscious. The continent and its people are going back to the history of their past. Yes. Yes. The continent, the children of Africa are now reading history. They are going back to the history of colonialism. They are looking at the message of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. They are looking at the message of Robert Nesta Marley. They are looking at the message of Kwame Osagyefo Nkrumah. They are looking at Sekou Toure. They are looking at the message of Modibo Keita, Jomo Kenyatta, yes, Julius Nyerere, Kenneth Kaunda, Samora Machel, Sankara, and all that. We are going back to look at what happened to them. What did they do? They raised their fingers. Yes, all they did was raise their fingers. They raised their fingers. All they did was raise their fingers. And whenever they raised their fingers, they were cut short. So we are not going to allow that again. That is what the African people are saying. Leave Africa alone. Leave Africa alone. Imperial Europe, leave Africa alone. You have exploited us enough. No Africa, no Europe. Come with respect. Come with humility. We will deal with you. But when you come with your military might, we will resist you. And that is the message that is being sent across. Remember, the ordinance of warfare has changed. It's not what you knew now. And this is why, to you African listening to me, you African leader listening to me, you African revolutionary that is still in the cocoon, you African revolutionary that does not know how to proceed, this is the moment we are looking for. A moment for us to actualize the vision of our founding fathers. Yes, the vision of our founding fathers. The vision of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. The vision of Robert Nesta Marley. The vision of Kwame Nkrumah. The vision of Nnamdi Azikiwe. The vision of Samora Machel. The vision of Thomas Sankara. And now, the vision of all those that I have forgotten to mention. They all hoped for one thing. And they knew well ahead of time, about 80 years ago, that Africa was going to come to where it is right now. Where it has become compelling. It's compelling. It's compelling. It's compelling for Africa to unite. If Africa does not unite, which is what the imperial forces want, they want Africa to be disorganized. They want Africa to remain in disarray. That is why they do what they are doing. If Africa does not unite, they will come back, not just recolonize. They will wipe out the black people in Africa. Yes, unchallenged. Because we didn't challenge them before. We didn't challenge enough before. We deserve to be respected. Everywhere you go, the black man is being punished for nothing. Everywhere you go, the black man is hated. In China, he's being tormented. In America, he's being strangled, unchallenged. He's in India, the same thing, everywhere. So now we want to develop our homeland. Let us do it. Let us develop it. We are not taking anything. We don't send troops anywhere outside our terrain. Yes, we do not build military bases anywhere outside Africa. So why are you building yours in our place? We don't want them anymore. Take them away. Take your military installations away. Yes, they do not do anything to protect us. Who are you protecting? You are not protecting us. You know what you are protecting. You are protecting your strategic economic interests to the detriment of the African people and at their own expense for generations. A time comes when a people ask questions, and this is the time we are asking this question. Yes, all your puppets, take them away because we are going to remove all of them. So we need more Traores across Africa. Africans, 1.5 billion people, populated by over 75% of young people. The young people elsewhere on earth are not being treated as badly as African young people are being treated. And they laugh at us. We are illegal immigrants when we find ourselves to places where they take our resources to. We become illegal immigrants and subject to unlawful deportation. Now we want to fix our content. Let us fix it. Don't touch Ibrahim Traore. You touch Ibrahim Traore, you are touching the whole of Africa. This is the message right now that young Africans are taken into their heads. No matter how much you destroy, you stifle the economy of Burkina Faso and the rest of Africa, we will not fall for it like we did in the past when we started turning against our good leaders. Yes, for your benefit. France, I pity you. France, I pity you. Because Africans will colonize you. There's going to be a reverse recolonization. I hope you know the number of Africans already in your country. Yes, they will rise up against you. So go and do what you are used to. Now, a message to Alassane Ouattara. Alassane Ouattara, you know the election that brought you to power in Ivory Coast. You didn't win that election. You know that Gbagbo won the election. But those that you work for forced you on the people of Ivory Coast, supported by the GOAT leading Nigeria at the time. Yes, all right, because he wanted to stay in power. Yes, look at where you are right now. You again, through you, Blaise Compaoré came and slaughtered Thomas Sankara. The same Ivory Coast, next door neighbor, a sister African country, used as a base by terrorists from Europe to destroy Africa. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Ivorians, patriotic Ivorians, patriotic Ivorians, patriotic Ivorians, patriotic Ivorians, the patriotic Ivorians. It's time you rose up. It's time you rose up. Ufe Boigny and all of them. They have never, you have this trajectory of puppets, French puppets. Yes. If you're an African, you are an African in Ivory Coast right now. You are not asking yourself this question. Simple questions. Why is it that you do not have a reserve bank? You don't have the Ivorian Central Bank. Your central bank is in France. France banks your money from resources that they stole from your country. Mineral resources, revenue generated from your country of Ivory Coast is transported to France. So it makes you look an inferior person. You are an inferior person. Yes, and you are not asking questions. Why do you still have Alassane Ouattara in power? Why do you have him? He's a puppet. He's up to no good for you. He has reduced your country to be used as a base to destabilize West Africa. Shame on you. And I urge you now to rise up. We need more Traore everywhere in Africa. We need a Traore in Cameroon. We need a Traore in Ivory Coast. We need a Traore in Gabon. We need a Traore everywhere. We need a major Traores in Nigeria. Yes, we need them. We don't have to take permission from anybody. We have taken permission from people for all our lives. The people who enslaved us, they carted our people for 400 years across the Atlantic to work for them in their plantations. And then when they said slavery was over, they left their victims with nothing. Yes, the black man is hanging in the balance. Here, where I live. Yes, every time you have to be careful. You have to be careful. Yeah, because you don't own the land. Your spirit is not here. Yes. So now we want to establish where our spirit is. You say it's a problem to you because you own us. Now it's time to own Africa. And that is what this moment is about. What is wrong with owning Africa? Europe for Europeans. No problem. India for Indians. China for Chinese. Yes. Yes. So what is wrong in Africa being from Africans? Yes, that is the question. What is wrong? What is wrong? Yes. What is wrong with Africa being for Africans? Why is it a problem? Why is it a problem? You don't want us anywhere. You don't want us everywhere. Yes, we can't express ourselves whereas outside our places. But everything you used to build your economies, everything you used to build your countries was stolen from Africa. Yes. 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 So why not? Africa be for Africans. We are not a greedy people. We are not exploiters. We are not the people who go out of our way to enslave others. We are not the ones that will go out of our way to invade other people's country. Yes, we need Africa for Africans. Africa for Africans. Africa for Africans. But you know what? We will share because we know historically, we know spiritually that we were the first. We were the big brothers. Every man, you are a white man looking at me today. You are an Indian man. You are a Chinese man. You have a genetic connection to Africa. It has been proven by science. There's a black in you, white American. There's a black in you, European. There's a black in you, Indian. There's a black in you, Chinese. I did not do the research. It was you who did the research. You found out that every human being is an offshoot of an African. So what is it? Why is it so difficult for you to respect Africa and the African people? You are a black man too, because you have the gene. So what is your problem? Why do you look down on Africa? Why do you beat down on Africans? Why do you want to take everything from Africa and then trash the continent? The number one place. Yes, we are not going to allow it anymore. That is what this message is about. That is the message Traore has put across. And the whole of any African who works against Traore is a bastard. He is not a bad leader. The Western media can paint him anyhow they want. We will not buy into that anymore. You use that against Robert Mugabe. It worked for you. You use that against Kwame Nkrumah. It worked for you. You use that against Sekou Toure. It worked for you. How wicked France is. When they were leaving Guinea, they destroyed every infrastructure that they had built in Guinea. When they were leaving Mali, they did the same thing. They destroyed everything. Yes, and they are coming back. Yeah, and then these are the people who tell us about their God. You want me to see God from your prism? Yes, you don't care about a God. You don't know God. You use God as a political front to rape and rob our people. We are saying no now. We have found the light. Yes, we have seen the light. And we're going to stand up for our rights. You cannot stop this movement. Traore, if you like, you know what? We will not allow you to kill him like you did to those before him. We will not allow that. See, Africans are getting more conscious. And be careful. Be careful. Be careful. You can't subjugate a people. How dare you? You enslave them. You colonize them. You brought imperialism. You brought apartheid. You brought apartheid. You brought apartheid, hiding behind a God's prophecy that there was a land in Africa that God gave to you. Yes, God, the Almighty God, gave African land to you. Yes. No, he did not. You lied. You lied. And you told us when you came to look up. And then you were digging our minerals. You educated us to be idiots. You educated us to be schizophrenics. You educated us to be strangers to ourselves and to be enemies of one another. Now we are coming together because we know who you are now. Stop. 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 That is what Traore is. You hurt Traore, you are hurting all of us. Stop. It's time. It is time. Don't touch him. Donald Trump, please, sir, do not be a part of this evil. Don't be a part of anything. Don't commit American troops. Don't commit American intelligence system. Don't commit American resources into anything that will hurt Traore or hurt Burkina Faso, and by extension hurt West Africa and the whole of Africa. Stop. Be the president of the United States. Be a global icon. Be a president that the world will remember for the good he did during his time in office. Go to the United Nations and force, force, a review of the structure of the United Nations Security Council. Why should 5 countries be reeling it out to the whole of the world? Yes, telling the whole of the rest of the world what to do. 5 countries. And I don't have anybody speaking for me in the United Nations. Yes, there's no black voice in the United Nations. Yes. Who is speaking for me? None. All right? So, and you want me to respect that? And you have made so many speeches against the composition of the United Nations and how it operates. Yes. Go and start your work from there. And we will respect you. President Trump, we love you so much in Africa. So please, sir, don't be a part of anything that will hurt our continent. Our continent has suffered enough. Yes, we don't want the Chinese too, because they don't come with anything good. We don't want them. And you are very correct. We don't want the Chinese. We want Africa to bring the best of Africa to be the engineer of its destiny. That is what we are. I agree with you 100%. The Chinese are doing terrible things across Africa. Yes. Yes, they are. I agree with you 100%. Yes. So you who tell me to go back to Africa, you have not answered, you have not responded, because I love to really respond to you. Yes. 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 All right. Akebolam is Africa's original name. Yes, I agree with that. I share it. And just a hero. You say, hey man, what is your channel about? My channel is about global peace, security, and justice for all peoples. Yeah. So it's about justice. It's about peace. It's about progress. It's about security. That's what Africa has woken up. Absolutely. Yes, African man, best nation in the world. Thank you very much. Yes. I agree with you. Why aren't you a leader? I'm leading. This is what I'm doing. It takes leadership to do what I'm doing. All right. So I am a leader in my own right. But if you want me to be a leader in my country or in Nigeria or in Africa, well, time will tell. What is Ivory Coast? We need Traore in Cote d'Ivoire. Absolutely. And very urgently too. We need it. Don Quote, you said Africa is not civilized. I disagree with you. Africa is the cradle of civilization, because you have been blotted from knowing the truth. You will not understand. If you have heard about Mansa Musa was the richest man in the 13th century. Yes, the richest man on earth. He was where? From Africa. So get to know your history. And just as we strive to know the history of other places as much as we can. You are closed down. Please set yourself free. All right? All right. Okay. So many responses here. Much love. Thank you. Africa for Africans. Yes. Why are you being both racist and isolationist? How is that helpful to the world as a whole? I don't know if I have said anything that is racist or isolationist. I am a global personality. So that is why I am bringing this issue up for global conversation. So I think you misinterpreted something along the line. I don't know what you are talking about. Yes. Is it maybe perhaps you are saying Africa to Africa. This is not the first time people have said America for Americans. Donald Trump is saying so too. America first. So what is wrong in that? That does not mean that we will not have respect or accommodate those who come to us responsibly and not those who come to us with hammers in their hands. We are not going to be afraid of those who come with the hammers anymore. They have hammered us for far too long, and that we have been bullied. When you bully someone too much, you get what? The type of resistance that is beginning to brew in Africa right now. So there ain't nothing wrong. All right, all right. Okay. So many, so many, so many. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us in this. And please share this message. If this is the very first time you came in here to be part of our program, we appreciate you and hope that you will, before you leave, subscribe to our channel so we can make all those big things happen. All right. We look forward to seeing you in our next stream. We love you, and we appreciate the huge turnout here today to witness this historic moment. So people need to be reminded about certain things that they do. Yeah, Obama, a son of Africa. Obama, Africans don't like him for what he did. The only thing he did for Africa was to destabilize Africa. The only thing he did was to bring African, yes, to join forces with France to destabilize Libya. And once they destabilize Libya, they destabilize Nigeria. They are trying to destabilize the whole of West Africa. They destabilized Mali. They destabilized Burkina Faso. Yes, they are trying to destabilize Senegal and all the rest. Yes, that was the legacy of Barack Obama. Barack Hussein Obama. It's sad that that was the best he could do for the continent of his own father. Yes, look at what is taking place in Kenya, where his father was born. Yeah, and where his father was a chief economic advisor. Look at what is happening in Kenya as we speak right now. Kenya is hell. Yes, Obama Barack, president of the United States. That was all he did. George Bush did so well for Africa. Yes, George Bush is a white man. He did so well for Africa. But the one that we thought was one of us, an African, my son who was born here, will not misbehave. If he was president of the United States, he will never behave the way Obama behaved, because I trained him. I raised him to be fair to people. I raised him to be respectful. And he knows that Africa is root. He will not commit American troops to go and destroy Africa. No, never. My son will never do it. Yes, but Obama did. And then they call Obama a great president. I contributed so much money to his election. What did we get? A stab on the back of Africa. It's a disaster. Yes. So please, Donald Trump, do not be a part of an ugly history. Africa has suffered enough. And you inspired us with your message that Africa was a shithole. Now Africa is evolving. Africa is rising. And we are not going to go back. Bye for now. It's been such a great moment being with you. Much love from me to you. God bless you. First trumpet might as well be the last. Many more we have to suffer. Many more we have to die. Don't ask me why. Natural mystic blowing through the air. I won't tell no lie. Bye for now.
CEO of ONN, the convener of Open Nigeria, and Africa Unite speaks on his mission and the dangers associated with it, quoting the inspirational words of Bob Marley.
We will survive in this great world of competition. No matter what they do, the dread will keep coming through. And no matter what they say, the dread will work stronger. Right, naughty, right. Right, naughty, right.
Smart Madu with Madhu Ajaja speaks about what it takes to be a true Rasta.
Devoid of hate, mischief, jealousy, fear, bigotry, and hypocrisy. Judgment.
Smart Madhu Ajaja.
ONN and the Nightingale Radio International from Houston, Texas, United States of America. Come on, let's go. It is that day specially designed to celebrate women around the world. Yeah, man. Women are the foundation.
Smart Madhu.
Smart Mado Ajaja, convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite bluntly states what he would do if he were to be president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Of Nigeria and the Nigerian people. If I was chosen to lead Nigeria, the reason is because I have guts and I know it. I am not afraid of anybody, and I am not afraid of doing the right thing for the whole people of Nigeria and not for some. I know I have the guts to confront those who mastermind banditry and terrorism and put them exactly where they belong. Yes, the dungeon where they belong. And actually, before I step in, they would have fled the country. But those who have the guts to stay will be put where they belong. Yes. To press them, to buy you out from
The cost of speaking the truth to power and fighting for justice in Nigeria. Smart Madhu Ajaja, CEO of ONN and convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite stateswide drivers of the corrupt Nigerian system want to silence him after blocking him from accessing his bank account in Nigeria.
social media accounts. They just want to silence me. But you let them. I'm not scared. They'll fight it. Babylon system in Nigeria must come. Right now. Just hear me. Yes, this is why they want to stop me. Because I speak the truth the way not many Nigerians do. I don't compromise principles and I don't cut corners with the truth. I don't care how close or how distant you are to me. If you fall within my radar and you are associated with any kind of fraud or corruption, be sure to get the hammer. I'm not scared. We got to change this country. Nigeria.
Smart Madhu Ajaja, convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, speaks on a mindless corruption involving a Nigerian youth. Smart Madhu Ajaja, a typical Nigerian leader, is ignorant, arrogant, abusive.
Because you want to belong to the majority.
Smart Madhu Ajaja, CEO of ONN. Smart Madhu Ajaja commends the youths of Africa for standing up for Africa. And Captain Ibrahim Traore, the symbol of the African Revolution.